All right, welcome to the Spoiler Kings. My name is Stan Kramer with Brandman Brandon, Brian the Grizzly, and we're gonna review Nobody 2 that just came out this past weekend. Bob Odenkirk comes back for the sequel. We got Connie Nielsen, Christopher Lloyd, Jared Stone, Colin Hanks, Rizzo's coming back for this one. So quite a nice cast, for the sequel. So yeah, we're gonna get into our ratings at the end, our likes, our dislikes. Then we want to hear from you guys in chat. So if you're in our live chat, let us know what you guys think about it. We'll get to the comments at the end of the review. But yeah, before we get into all of that, Brian, you got a quick rundown of what Nobody 2 is about?
I mean, does anyone really know what it's about? I mean, to be honest, man.
All right. Angry man fights people.
Exactly. Workaholic assassin Hutch Mansell takes his family on a much-needed vacation to a small tourist town in Plummerville. However, he soon finds himself in the crosshairs of a corrupt theme park operator, a shady sheriff, and a bloodthirsty crime boss.
That sounds insane, and that's exactly what it was.
That's the movie, 100%. Like,
yeah. So we'll jump right into it with Brandman. What are some of your likes? What you like about this movie?
I think one of the biggest reasons these movies work is because of Bob Odenkirk.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it would have worked if they had cast anyone else. I also like how practical the action scenes are and the fight scenes are. Like I buy it. They don't go over the top with the choreography. A lot of the fight scenes are kind of sloppy and grimy, which I kind of like, kind of that layer of realism to it. And I liked that even though the first one, didn't necessarily need a sequel, I was hoping, with the way the first one ended, I was hoping that they'd eventually make a sequel, and it left me satisfied. I liked where they went with it. It still had a fun action comedy vibe to it, and the comedy doesn't feel like the comedic aspect of it never feels very forced. It works. So yeah, I was pretty entertained throughout.
Yeah. Okay. What about you, Brian?
I mean, you got to start with Bob Odenkirk. Of course, he does a perfect job. Like his demeanor, along with all the action scenes, are just awesome. And speaking of action scenes, those are just the way that they kind of directed all of them are awesome. I enjoyed the practicality. I like the soundtrack. The soundtrack was fun. I think overall, the pacing was great. There was action, something going on all the time. There was no dead time. There was no getting bored. And especially in a movie like this is going to have a lot of action, a lot of absurdity, like great fights and all that stuff. You don't want to slow down. And I think they did a great job of keeping that part up. And it was just a fantastic, fun movie. So, yeah.
Yeah. And for me, like you guys said, the action, I don't want to repeat it. That was a lot of fun. Bob Odenkirk is like you said, really perfect for this, because he was such a surprise on the first one, and I was like, what's going to happen this time around? And it was more of the same, but that's a kind of a good thing, because that's exactly what I wanted, it's just a regular dude who's just so happens to be like this killer assassin, so it was just like very fun to see. And he's very reluctant to be this killer assassin kind of dude,
Exactly.
So even like
kill you.
Yeah, like, I'm on vacation. One of my favorite scenes, and I audibly gasped because I was not ready for it, when he's like, his hands are up and he's like, listen, let's just calm down. And the guy comes with like a machete, just takes off the tip of his pinky. Just, I was like, oh no. And then you see him like fumble to get it. It was like, oh man. So that was like, yeah. but it was exactly what I was expecting. It's kind of like, what if John Wick was married and had a family and it was kind of goofy? It's like
Exactly. Like
it's
I could,
exactly what it is.
you could actually kind of buy something like this, like existing in the John Wick universe.
Uh-huh.
I think that was one of my kind of involuntary comparisons when the first Nobody came out. Like I could see this fitting into the John Wick world.
Yeah. 100%. If they decide like, oh, you have these guys, but then you also have like nobodies,
Mhm.
like I could definitely seeing it all kind of tie in later, but we'll see. I don't know if that ever happens or not, but it'd be cool.
Just like you got the Nomad and John Wick.
Yeah.
No one knows who he is. He's unknown, whatever. Got nobody's all over the place.
Yeah, exactly. But cool. We'll get into our negatives. What about some issues? What issue did you have with this movie, Brandman?
I think as much as I like Sharon Stone, and it's good to see her in anything nowadays, I think the villain was a little cookie cutter.
Oh, 100%. The villain was just a villain. Just the villain of the week kind of guy. Like,
Mm-hmm. So they were kind of going through the motions when it came to the villain. I thought they could have done a lot better with that. I think it all felt a little convenient that they encountered this person while they happened to go on vacation. So it kind of felt like a little tropey in that regard. That was my really like glaring issue with it, was the villain.
Yeah.
I think it didn't take me out of the movie, but I think they could have done a little bit better with that.
Yeah.
That was like my standout issue with it.
Okay. Well, you Ryan. Some problem.
yeah. No, I agree with the villain was terrible. Was very vanilla, had nothing like for a really good hero, having the villain being that bad kind of takes you out in the movie sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very predictable. I don't think I was surprised in this movie one time.
Yeah.
Not once. It's exactly like very formulaic. Like this is exactly what's going to happen. I know what next is. I know what next is going on. It was nothing surprised me. And then you say Sharon Stone. Sharon Stone was just kind of very crazy and over the top and cringy sometimes. And it was fine. But the formula of having the marriage problems, the kids things, all that stuff, all the booby traps, and have a corrupt small town, very formulaic things that we've seen in every movie that's very similar to a movie like this. So I just don't think it was very creative. That's my complaint.
Yeah. It feels like if you've seen the first one, you kind of know how this one's gonna go down. Besides like the original idea behind it, being a little different, like the main, because the first one I forgot it was with he wanted to watch back or something. I forgot like what happened. But he got like mugged or something like that, and then he went to go get revenge. So this one was like family trip, and then he wanted revenge for the dude that slapped his daughter, which 100%. I was like, oh, just get out of there. And then he slapped the daughter. I was like, oh, bro, like,
you have to chop up his arm. Like you literally have to chop him off and then sit him and be slapped by his own fat hands for the next 30 years.
Yeah. I mean, you're lucky he didn't kill everybody in that place at that point, you know what I mean? But after that, once there was a problem, it was kind of like, oh, you knew what was gonna happen, blah blah blah, over his head and this that. So it felt very much like the original. But same thing with you guys. Sharon Stone was so over the top, so like just kind of goofy a little, like, because the way they were setting up, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be like a real bad guy. This is gonna be somebody who's gonna be a problem. And you get her, and she's like, being kind of goofy, slicing necks with whatever pin sword needle thing she had, and the was it the twin assassins that were her bodyguards or whatever. It was just, I don't know. It was kind of weird,
Yeah, and
even for a weird movie, it was weird.
We all know she can act. She's a very capable actress. There's a reason she's been around for so long.
Oh yeah.
It just kind of I don't know. I don't know if it was due to her performance or just, like I said, the fact that the character was just kind of written that way. I'm not sure, but yeah, it was the performance and the character just didn't really work for me. Which I hate to say.
Yeah.
I always like Sharon Stone.
Yeah, I like her. She's awesome. It's just something about it was a little off, But I mean, for me, it didn't ruin the movie, but it was definitely like a weird kind of. I wish they did better kind of thing with that. Yeah, that's about it for me. Because the end scene was very over the top, but that's what I was expecting because the original one was very over the top, very goofy as well. But yeah. Cool. Any things you guys might have missed? Any goods or bads you forgot to bring up? I think I got one.
No, what you got?
Colin Hanks. I really enjoyed him being this like, asshole sheriff bad guy. Like he did it really well. Right off the bat, just was a dick. And did not let up at all. Throughout the movie, he was just this asshole. Even at the end, when he just walks away, gives him like the thumbs down, thinks he's like tough shit, like he's like the best, and instantly proven wrong. Yeah, I thought that was he was a lot of fun.
I love him. So
yeah, and that's why it just gives me a bigger issue with Sharon Stone because like you gave us Colin Hanks, who was an asshole and a bad guy, and then you give us Sharon Stone, who's just like, because you have one person who thinks he's tough, but he's really not, and then you have somebody who's like is supposed to be actually tough, but she doesn't act that way. She's the kind of like crazy almost. It reminds me of like a really shitty version of Joker, in a sense. Like I don't know.
I understand. Yeah, and that goofy kind of off the wall stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, Colin Hanks was pretty fun. I gotta give him that. Yeah. So, well, cool.
What do we get? Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, you want to check Rotten Tomatoes? So Rotten Tomatoes actually not too bad, but not a lot of views. So we have 149 critics. It's at 77 with the critics.
Okay,
pretty good.
That sounds about right.
Technically fresh. And then we have 500 verified ratings with the audience. And that's at 88. So they like the
audience got exactly what they knew they were getting. You know what you're getting.
Yeah, exactly. But the box office was not the best. So the budget was 25 mil. Like Collector in our chat was saying. The budget was 25 mil. Domestically made 9.2, international another 5, a total of 14.2. In his first weekend, was like okay. It was the third highest movie of the weekend. Weapons, which is on its second weekend, was number 1. Freakier Friday, which I believe is also on its second weekend. Number 2. And then Nobody 2, on its first weekend came in third. So
not surprising. None of that surprises me.
No, I thought it'll be a little bit more, but yeah, I mean, eventually it's gonna make its money back. It'll probably end somewhere in the 40, maybe 50 mil.
I was gonna say 42.
Yeah, somewhere in that range. So it'll make its money back in a little bit, which for what it's worth, it's probably enough for them to make a third one. So do you guys want to see a third one?
I mean,
I'd watch the third one.
Are we only doing like basically National Lampoon's Vacation? And then have
the next one's gonna be like a holiday, like Christmas or Halloween or something like that.
Like I think 2 would be enough, but I wouldn't necessarily mind a third one if they
I mean, nobody
If the-
Christmas. It just makes sense, right?
Yeah, if the right people were involved and they kind of maintain the same energy, I wouldn't necessarily mind a third.
Yeah. I know Bob Odenkirk was pretty involved in this one, from what I understand.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, I haven't heard any. If anybody in chat or in the replay, if you guys heard anything about it, let us know. But yeah. Yeah, so it says Nobody 3 news and updates. Hutch's story, even envisioning Nobody 3 and Nobody 4. So it's balancing action spectacle with relatable family drama. So
Okay.
yeah, we'll see. I wouldn't mind the National Lampoon kind of idea is not a bad idea to go with.
Let's do a Christmas vacation.
Do a
and
home
call it.
vacation and
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I wouldn't mind a spin-off with RZA.
I don't know if
like
RZA gonna give you all that
I don't
time.
want to know what he was doing in
Mhm.
you're right. He's like, I'll give you 10 minutes. But I kind of want to
Exactly.
know the backstory with the whole him in Japan kind of thing. Yeah.
You know what he was doing.
You just so yeah. Exactly. But it was like you just so happen to have a samurai sword, and then the other dude also has a sword with technically a machete, but well, yeah.
I mean, you don't have a samurai sword?
No, I did at one point.
I have two.
I have a sword. I have a sword. I don't have a samurai sword. I mean, yeah, I had to think. I have a mini one. Does that count? A little mini samurai sword.
Yeah, katana.
little teeny. That's not even katana. It's like this. The little teeny one, like that big. It's super tiny. Oh man. All right. Let's finish things off with our ratings. Now, later, never. Now means you go watch it now before anything is spoiled. Later means wait till it's at home and you stream it. Never means just skip it altogether. Brandman, what you giving Nobody 2?
It's just good enough for me to give it a now.
Yeah.
It's a fun time. I like the direction they go with the Nobody movies. I was pleasantly surprised with it. With the first one, and I was kind of asking myself if they would make a sequel, and in hindsight, I'm happy they did. It's just cool to see like Bob Odenkirk. I like the character of Hutch. I think he's entertaining to watch. Like I said, if they decided to make a third one, I'd be all for it. And yeah, it was a fun time.
Yeah.
Especially if you like kind of like old school, like the action kind of has a throwback vibe just for me, just because of how practical and kind of raw it feels at times. So that's one of the things that really has me coming back to the Nobody movies, and I see it having a good amount of rewatch value too when it's out on Blu-ray, or I'm sure it'll be on Peacock too. So yeah, I'd give it a now.
Okay. What about you, Brian?
I am on the fence. For me, it's a now. For someone who hasn't watched Nobody, this is Nobody 2, and you're going into this for like it's a brand new movie. It could be a later. It could be a streaming movie. I can see it. If you like the first one, you're gonna love this one. If you never saw the first one and you're going right to this movie, it's a later. I'm gonna stick with my gut. My gut feel is now for me. But understand, if you have not seen the first one, this is probably not for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm gonna leave it.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I was kind of having an issue too, like after I done watching it, because I had a fun time with it. But I could see why people are like might not like it. But I'm gonna go with it with a now, just because it was a lot of fun watching it. It was a lot of fun. You kind of sit back, you laugh at some points. I legit gasped. It was like not expecting things to happen the way they did. Yeah. I think it's gonna be just a fun time, over the top kind of action, very silly, and just I think it's gonna be a now. But definitely gonna watch this again at home when it does come out.
It might be
probably
better at home. It might be
Yeah, I
better.
think so. Yeah. Definitely buying 4K or whatever Blu-ray that they come out with it because it's fun. And who knows? Maybe someday they'll link it with John Wick. Maybe.
I'd be all for it.
Yeah. But cool. Those are our thoughts, our review for Nobody 2. So like I said, if you're watching on replay, leave a comment. Let us know what you guys think about it. Would you give it a now, later, never? Any of your favorite moments of the movie? Let us know. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Come and join us every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday when we do movie reviews like this, other fun trailer reactions, and other nerdy stuff as well. But if you are in the live chat, we want you guys to stick around because we're gonna get into all of your Nobody 2 comments right now.